light, so cold, sleep is nice. So tired, my eyes fight, they just wanna close back up tight. Get up, hoodie on, hard work at the crack of dawn. This life ain't for the weak ones, no, this life pure only for the strong. Feeling slow, shake it off, don't got time for negative thoughts. Red sight, got the dot, shoot my shot, I want the top. Never lost, got my plot, know my story, I know my boss. I will fight against the clock, time's a limited gift from God. One day I will have my victory, crush all my enemies so viciously. Work so hard my hands are blistering, and they will carve my name in history.
It went mute on me. Damn. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to the MK Headlines episode 100. I can't believe we made it. I just want to say thank you guys for going on the journey with me. Tom, you've been with us for like a handful. Further, you've been with me since episode like 33. So, really appreciate you guys. Randy, whenever you pop in, love you, brother. Whenever you're ready. So, how you guys doing?
Well, I feel terrible after that loss, but other than that, I'm all right. How's everyone else doing?
Yeah, same.
It's a terrible loss, but hey, 5-1. 5-1. Yeah, what is up, Taco? What is up, Cool Cat? What is up, bro? Hey,
How's everyone doing? Hope everyone's having a real sex today. I just want to say that you start out the game knowing that we've never lost to the Jets, and then the way that we did lose to the Jets, and the minimal amount of points, which was so odd and unusual, it makes you have to wonder, were these players ready? And when I mean by these players ready, were the coaches preparing them? It was almost a failure on the coach's part. We just got to go from where it started right from the start. And that's probably, the offensive coordinator, Brian, just did a terrible job. Executed terribly. I don't understand why you just didn't run the ball, run the game out, just run the clock. And we were winning. They had no chance. You gave them all the momentum in the world at that interception, that turnover. And at the time being at that game when that happened, I knew right away it wasn't going to happen. It just because mentally I just didn't see it from our offensive coordinator. He looked like he was just in panic mode. He wasn't playing conservative football, I guess you could say. He was just playing it like, and you could see from Jalen Hurts, he didn't have anyone to throw to. And I think we'll talk about that a little bit later. So I'll move on and let Tom talk, but we'll talk about the wide receivers and Jalen Hurts not connecting later.
Yeah. I see one, and there he is. I just sent him the link.
Welcome to the 100 Club, y'all. Welcome to the 100 Club.
Does have some
congratulations, right? Fellas. What up, Tommy?
What's going on, dude? How you been?
Not much. Salute to you dealing with all these street bats, man. Salute to you.
Yeah, someone blocked me after that. After that 49ers loss, some of them blocked me, and now they're back talking. So, hey.
Of course.
Because they beat the Chargers.
3 times. Coach blocked you like so many times. It's crazy. But, Cool Cat, let me hear it, bro.
What? Jalen Freaking! I don't know if you saw the comment, but BOBS said, welcome to the 100 Club.
We appreciate it. But, hey, we got to get something. Hold on, let me pull it up real quick. Julio Jones, out of the freaking blue, the Eagles signed Julio Jones. So, Tom, I want to get your take on it first.
Yeah, I think it's I think the well is run a little bit dry on the depth that's out there at wide receiver. I feel like they just wanted to sign a veteran body to kind of make up for the fact that Quez Watkins is heading to the IR. It's kind of reminiscent of last year when they signed Ndamukong Suh and Linval Joseph at defensive tackle because they were running thin there. So I think they just wanted to take a shot on a guy that's been there, done that, been in the playoffs, leader, will do the little things, probably wants to get another chance at a Super Bowl. So he'll be willing to take the role that is given to him, and hopefully he can stay healthy. And that's really like the biggest thing with him, because a healthy Julio Jones, even at this age, is still, he's got the wisdom and the mentality for it. Might not be the same player, but yeah, so I feel like they just need to keep him healthy, and he can contribute a little bit to this team.
Mm-hmm. What is up halftime? But Randy, episode 100, bro. I couldn't have done it without you, man. How you doing?
Good, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, and shout out to everybody that's in here right now. Further AM, Cool Cat Connor, and obviously Tom. What's up, boys? Yeah, man. For me, I really feel like at first when I saw it, I was like, wait, what? Like, okay, and then
I'm being trolled.
yeah. I was like,
Right.
no, what? Okay, but then I let myself digest everything, and I kind of took it into perspective for our red zone. He's a 6'3", big body receiver where you could throw it pretty much anywhere because he's got hands. He still has those. Maybe he doesn't have the legs anymore, but he definitely has the hands. And just another weapon for Jalen Hurts to use in that red zone. So I think more than anything, he was brought on to help us in that aspect. But I mean, I'll take anybody at this point that wants to join. So
Right. Cool Cat, how you feel? Of course, this happens the day after Cool Cat Mitch, right?
Yeah, and BOBS, by the way, as well. But yeah. Oh, by the way, speaking of 100, seeing that's we're saying 100, salute to everybody that has subscribed to the Birds of Broad Street YouTube channel. 100 subscribers.
Finally.
Salute to everybody. Let's keep it going. So I'm happy for everybody. So salute to everybody that watched. Now for Julio, I like it. Now. It's better than what we did with Quez Watkins because he's always hurt. Let's be real. Quez Watkins is always hurt. So, to be honest, and besides, I kind of figure, Howie T done it again because if there's something that needs to be fixed, which is our red zone problem, Howie T fix it. So, to be honest with you, I don't think he's going to be playing in this game because you got to get the playbook right. But he will be there for Washington, and he will be there for the Street Rat game. So, by Street Rat, I'm talking about Cowboys, for those that don't know. Yeah. So, I like it now. Now, I said this in my video earlier when I reacted to this. If Brian Johnson don't know how to use Julio Jones, you have absolutely no business being the offensive coordinator of my Philadelphia Eagles. Julio Jones with A.J. Brown, with Devontae Smith, my God, and Dallas Goedert, with Swift and Jalen freaking Hurts. If you don't know how to do this offense, Lane Johnson's coming back because I know Lane. He ain't going to miss no Kelly Green game. I know Lane. Right. But if you don't know how to use these players, you got to get off the team.
Yeah.
That's all I got to say about it. Oh, I'll be right back. I got a phone call, Mitch. I'll be right back.
You're all good, man. You're all good. So, AM, you and I talked about it before we went live.
Does anybody know the price tag that we put on him or not yet? It's not come out yet.
I don't know.
I don't think it's come out yet. I've been looking everywhere. I just know that I remember last year Tampa Bay gave him $6 million. You think that's around the ballpark, and they gave him a 1-year deal too for $6 million? Is that around the ballpark?
There's no chance.
No.
I'd say lower.
Yeah, way lower.
I would give him the minimum.
The reason
we're all on the same page there.
The reason the contract details didn't come out is because the agent doesn't want to advertise it because it's not a great contract. So if it was $6 million, that would have been in the tweet because that would have been ridiculous. So I think it's probably in the $1 million range, $1-2 million.
Yeah.
Right.
So for me, right, this is how I feel about it. You're not getting the ball really to Goddard. You're not giving it to Swift. Oh, not Swift, Smith. Excuse me. And Swift,
really, you are right though. You ain't giving it to Swift either.
Yeah, didn't run the ball. So my point is, now you got Julio Jones. Now we're gonna get another person to be like, I didn't get the ball. I didn't get the ball.
That's exactly Mitch. Before I let you go, that is exactly why I said what I said in my video when I reacted to this. If Brian Johnson, and I said this before, if Brian Johnson don't know how to use Julio Jones, he has no business being the offense coordinator.
Yeah.
I like that. I'll take that.
I mean, if you can't you barely use Dallas Goedert, you barely use Devontae Smith, you barely use Swift. I mean, you got Donovan McNabb saying we feed AJ Brown a lot, which is not true. But if you don't know how to lose Julio Jones in this offense with AJ Brown, Devontae Smith, Dallas Goedert, DeAndre Swift, and Jalen freaking Hurts, you have no business being an offensive coordinator. You should be fired on the spot. Seriously.
Yeah.
And and we talked about this on BOB on Birds of Broad Street yesterday. I'm not the type of guy that wish people lose their jobs because we talked about that on the show. But if you don't know how to use these players, why are you the offensive coordinator?
Yeah, I think in fairness to Brian Johnson as well, it's going to come down to all the staff, not just him. Comes down to preparation, play design, and a game plan and things like that. So this is on more than just Brian Johnson. I'm looking at Nick Sirianni too. They got to get this offense right. We got to score points, got to move the ball. And I agree with all the things you guys are saying about running the ball on Sunday. I was really surprised, even though
there was some time during some of these games, Tom, where we was like, okay, Brian Johnson, you starting to figure it out. And then there was some games like the Jets game where it was like, what the bleep is wrong with you?
And who was the defender out again on the Jets? I'm sorry, I'm sick.
Josh Gardner?
Yes, and he was out. And so you would think
and DJ Reed, their other corner as well. They were missing their
other corner. 3 corners are out.
And you would think running the ball would be no problem. Even if they were healthy, running the ball would be that option. But yet they went for some type of way crazy pass scheme that just did not work out. And Jalen, you could see it. I felt like he was in the pocket for 20 seconds. I'm like, dude, like in my mind, 5 seconds is like 20 seconds because like I don't want my quarterback to get injured. And I'm like, dude, just throw it away. Just throw it away. Like he's 1, 2. It's like sweat slowly dripping down my cheek. I'm like, throw it. Like I'm in my mind, in the back of my mind is going, wait, why is no one open? We have Goddard. We have AJ Brown. We got Devontae Smith. What are we doing out there? What is the play design? Because you can't see because they're focusing on Jalen Hurts. The only way you can see it is like after the game and the highlights, and you see they're not separating at all, and it's just these real, just simple runs, no slants in, just simple, just go 10 yards or just stop. Like it was none of that. It was odd, and the Jets figured it out.
They did.
Yeah. I think they tried to
just keep on going and try to catch it.
My thing is, before I let Tom go, is what? Cause me and Mitch and Randy, salute to you, Randy. Me, Mitch, and Randy was watching the game. The game was almost over with almost 2 minutes left after the 2-minute warning. Right, Mitch?
Yep.
All 3 of us was like, why? Why throw that interception when you could just ran the ball and run clock?
Yeah.
Either that, because I think the Jets had like a couple of timeouts. You run the ball, you run the ball, you let them use their timeouts, and then if you don't get it, you kick the ball, you let them go down the field, and you see, because your defense was great. Your defense was great.
And the 49ers lost too. Boo-hoo, Cowboy.
Yeah. And the Cowboys lost to the Cardinals. They lost to the Cardinals.
Yeah. I mean, they got 2 losses. We have 1. We're 5-1, so it doesn't matter really.
Exactly. Like I said in my video earlier, I got my Eagles gear on, as y'all can see. I got my head held high. I screamed Jalen freaking Hurts. We're 5-1. Let's focus on the Dolphins.
Yeah. Only way to stay in first is win our next game. So we got to be.
And we got a tough road. So if you can't get up on any of these games, you got no business being in our city.
Mm-hmm. For sure, I agree with that. A lot of good games coming up.
Yeah.
Yep.
A lot of games. So I'm glad it happened now.
For those of y'all who don't know the games we're talking Dolphins this Sunday, Commanders looking for revenge, Cowboys bye week, then Chiefs, Bills, 49ers, Cowboys, Seahawks.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like the beginning of the Giants season. Just
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
wrap it
playing. I think Lane Johnson's playing.
Good. Good. Not
Liam.
one Jack Scroll in the game.
Yo, what is up, man? What is up, you Vikings fan? How you doing? Hey, we're gonna stream the Michigan game, me and him, when they play Penn State. So I can't wait for that. That's gonna be fun. So I gotta ask you guys something, right? Now you guys saw AJ Brown on the thumbnail, so that could be who's your MVP for the Eagles right now? For me, it's AJ Brown, and it's Lane Johnson for what just happened, and I'll put in Hassan Reddick.
I'm going Jalen Carter.
Yeah, I'm still going Jalen Carter.
Jalen Carter.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, right off the bat, Jalen Carter.
All
All right, for me, it's Jalen Carter and Hassan Reddick in this game. AJ Brown, I love you.
No, not for the season.
Oh yeah, Jalen Carter.
Just thus far.
Jalen Carter. AJ Brown, he's stepping up. And some of these games, not all. I'll say Jalen Hurts, but in some games, not all of them.
Okay. Tom, how about you?
Yeah. You said the best player on the team this season?
Yeah, so far. Who's the MVP for you so far?
I would say the two guys that have been probably the most productive at their positions are AJ Brown and Jalen Carter.
Yep.
Hassan Reddick has recently come on. I heard that said as well. And then,
Yeah,
like Cool Cat said, Jalen Hurts. I mean, he's not put up the stats that everyone wants to see, and it hasn't looked the same every week. But I mean, like going
You wouldn't be 5-1 if it wasn't for him.
going 5-1 in the NFL. I mean, I can't tell you guys how many times I've watched an Eagles season and we start 2-3 or something like that, or 3-2, and I'm like, or whatever, 3-3, 4-2, whatever. We have several losses on our schedule, and I'm like, man, I look up at the other teams. I'm like, if only we looked like that. If only we were 5-1 or 6-0. And 2 years in a row now, this guy's got us as just one of the best teams in the league. So, even with him making some mistakes and not playing as well as he can, I still feel like he's, in any game, I'm still taking having Jalen Hurts over the opposing quarterback, and that that's going to make all the difference. So, just kind of tough to say after he made that bad throw for the interception to end the game the other day. But for the most part, his whole body of work this year, stats aside, whatever, he's still been one of our most dynamic players and one of the most driving forces in the league, really. So we'll see what happens, though.
I mean,
Yep.
DeAndre Swift is a good one when he gets the ball.
Yeah, I mean,
When he gets the ball, he's a good one.
I could say our offensive line too.
Yes.
When fully healthy, Lane Johnson. I mean, Cam Jurgens makes such a difference in our run game. I think too, and that's another thing against the Jets, especially losing Lane and then having Cam Jurgens out. You have a whole right side of a line that's vulnerable, and but when they're fully healthy, I think you could call that unit the MVP as well. So it's really all similar to last year. We know who's good. We know these leaders can boost our team, and that's what I'm expecting moving forward.
Yeah. So, quick question. Y'all have no worry about y'all offense. It's not about the offense for us.
I'm
it's
not
the
okay. Let me
quarterback.
start, Mitch. I'm not worried about the offense because I say it multiple times. As long as I got Jalen freaking Hurts, we gonna be all right. I'm not worried about the offense. I'm worried about the offense coordinator that's calling the plays. Now he's not playing the game, but I worry about him. That's it. The players, I know that. I mean, the whole team had a players only meeting after this loss versus the Jets, and they all took accountability. And that's all we want in this city. Take accountability. So I'm not worried about the offense. I'm not worried about this team. I'm really not. Despite us having a bad performance versus the Jets, as long as I got Jalen freaking Hurts and the Philadelphia Eagles and the best fans in America, we gonna be all right.
Yeah,
Sue me.
That's all.
The biggest thing I'm going to say is that really what the thing that matters most is health late in the season and how you're playing late in the season. I think
Thank you.
this is the Eagles right now. The best way to describe a 5-1 Eagles team right now, this team that we're watching, is that they have so much talent and they have an of roster of talented individuals, but right now, probably due to a lot of different things, a lot of different factors like the changing of the coaches and the Super Bowl, hangover kind of vibe and different players coming in. They're not playing like a team, but they're so individually talented from position to position that they're good enough to be 5-1, not even playing like a team yet. And we sometimes forget because we talk about this sport and we're on social media 24/7 that like Rome wasn't built in a day kind of mindset where it's like we're still, we've been watching football, it seems like for a couple months now, and we're only in week 6. So week 14, if this is how the team looked in week 14, that would be alarming, and they probably wouldn't have a great record. But I expect them, and I hope that this is what happens, but we'll see. Anything can happen. But I expect them to kind of get used to all the changes that were made and start to really just kind of get in a rhythm over the next, several weeks. And they have a lot of good opponents, so it's going to be a challenge. But you'll see what this team's made of in the next couple weeks. The next 4 to 6 weeks is going to be huge. Our November schedule is really, really tough, and into December, you need to set yourself up for getting a high seed in a playoff run. So that's really when it'll start to come into form. But being 5-1, not playing like a team yet, not having much of an identity and figuring all this out is the best we can ask for, honestly. And we probably should have won on Sunday. It would have been another one of those, well, we looked like shit, but we're 6-0 kind of wins. But the loss woke us up. You can't play subpar on both sides on either side of the ball and expect to just grit out little wins every week. I think they got to play a little bit more a complete game, and I think it'll wake them up. So identity forming still for this 2023 Eagles, but 5-1.
Yeah. So Randy,
And before I let you go, Mitch, I'm sorry. I'd much rather be 5-1 and struggling than 0-6 and struggle.
right.
Yeah.
I'm right there with you. So Randy, you brought up the stats for AJ Brown and Devontae Smith.
Yeah, it was just for the people in the chat.
Oh, okay. Okay. I was just like, I thought you wanted to talk about it. My
Yeah.
bad.
And I think that's kind of normal. I think the whole thing about how we're not using Devontae Smith as much or feeding. I saw McNabb's quote today. A lot of news today. Good day for episode 100, Mitch. Honestly, a lot of good news today. So that Donovan McNabb,
Felt that way. Yeah.
right?
Jonathan McNabb back at it again. What the heck?
Like you know what? Like at the end of the day, that little like talk AJ and Jalen had on the sideline. If they didn't care and they didn't want to win, that talk wouldn't have happened. That's all that is. They want to win.
Don't Donovan McNabb know that they're best friends?
Yeah, exactly.
What the heck is wrong with these people?
The same thing he did when Carson Wentz started gaining popularity. He's trying to tear things down and make some kind of headline because it's out of jealousy. Like this is ridiculous. Like Jalen Hurts and AJ Brown never.
Don't be jealous that Jalen Hurts is doing something that you can't. For crying out loud. Go ahead, Tom. I'm sorry.
That's what he's afraid of. You're right. He's jealous of him, and it's such bad. I love Donovan McNabb. He's one of my favorite players in Eagles history, if not my favorite player, and makes himself hard to like nowadays. And I don't think there's any issue with giving AJ Brown's the one making plays right now. Devontae Smith dropped a couple big passes, so make plays if you want the ball. Like their targets are not that far off. Devontae Smith. And the thing is, this isn't coming from the locker room. It's coming from people outside the locker room. Devontae Smith didn't say anything about lack of targets, and A.J. Brown never did either. Just perceived that way because they're friends, and he had that big blow up on the sideline. I don't think that's leaking into the locker room at all. I think these guys are selfless players that do take accountability, and I really just want them to prove everyone wrong because people are waiting on the downfall of the Eagles and trying to their stuff up, and I'm ready for them to show that that's not what this team is, that they can handle pressure and adversity, and they're going to.
Remember last year we went when we were first lost, we were 8-0, and then we lost to Washington Commanders.
Yep.
That ugly game, and then after that it was the Cowboys because Jalen Hurts was injured, and we had to throw Gardner in there, and that was terrible. Oh God, Gardner sucked. Yeah. But did Hurts play during the Saints game?
No.
All right, that's right. He did it. Yeah, okay. Never mind. So that ended a little ugly, but you got to remember Jalen Hurts didn't play, but we recuperated him and we used him in the postseason correctly, and everything worked out. So this is one of those fluky losses that, it was good timing that it was now and not later in the season, like you said, Tom, and I agree. And I would be very concerned if, like you said, like if this is week 18 after the bye week and everything, week 18, and like we lose and like we're going into the postseason, I'd be like, okay. Now, I don't think we would be playing an opponent like that. That would be more like our rivalry, like the Giants or the Cowboys or the Redskins.
Not the
They always
Giants.
schedule it up. Oh,
Giants are not going.
By the way,
anywhere.
if y'all didn't see the NFL post, I guess if the season ended today, we would be facing LA Rams in the postseason.
Yeah, we got a long way to go for that, but
Yeah, I know. I'm just letting y'all know.
yeah. So
Yeah.
wait, it's right now. So the Lions are also doing good.
they're 5-1 too.
Yep.
They're
Shout out to the
probably-
Lions.
Giants are
That's
kinda
why
going-
these games are very, very important.
Yep. I mean, did you? But at the same time, did you guys see the Cowboys schedule in December?
No.
Check that out. They have
Seahawks, Seahawks, us, Bills, Dolphins, Detroit Lions, and Commanders.
and they play us like right they play us on. I think we play them in Dallas in like December.
Yeah,
10th.
Sunday Night Football, somewhere around after the
December
49ers
10th.
game.
December
Yeah.
10th, 8:20
Yep.
prime time. Wait,
Yeah.
December
They have
10th.
a tough schedule too. So both these teams, we're going to see who it is, and the division winner is going to get a big boost because they'll get a home playoff game. So we got to win the division first. That's what's first. Obviously, the 1 seed is there too, but we got to win.
Exactly. We're tied with the 49ers right now. Both lost 5-1.
Yeah, we got to win the NFC East first and foremost. But these games are going to be important, and that our November schedule and Dallas's December schedule is like those are the two big months for the both.
And Eagles fans, think of it this way also. That loss against the Jets might have been a good thing because that wasn't a rivalry and an NFC East opponent. In case there was a tie in a situation like we're tied right now with the Lions and the 49ers and the Cowboys, if we're all tied like that at the end of the season, that goes next, who has the better winning record in your division?
Yeah.
So we need to win our division. We got to win the Cowboys. We've got to beat them. We've got to beat the Giants. We've got to beat the Commanders. We cannot lose these games. That's going to be an important factor into this. As those rivalry games come down to it at a tie at the end of the season, that's going to make it or break it for our bye week because there's only going to be one team that gets a bye week.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I want it. And you know me, Tom. I've said it back in 2017 with E-Rock when he used to have the 4th and John podcast. I called him up and said, statistically, we have never lost when we had a bye week in the divisional.
That's
And look
crazy.
what happened in 2000. We still haven't. We
Yeah.
still haven't. Every time we go to the Super Bowl. My record's still on point. I could call Fort and John again if they have the podcast. Still going to be like, my record's still right.
Yeah.
We're gonna do well to win.
Yeah, that 1 seed is so important because
That
only
bye
one.
week's huge.
Yep, and everyone's like it's when it was 2 teams up there getting the bye week. That was a little, okay, 1-2 gives a little more like wiggle room there. But now that they added that 7th team in the playoffs, that 1 seed is so important because it's the only team that gets the bye week in the home playoff game to go to the home NFC Championship. So that's the biggest advantage, I think, that would be the biggest advantage for the Eagles if they can get the 1 seed again. That would be unreal. I mean, like 2 years in a row would be crazy. So it starts with winning the division. And then you're right. We got to win those divisional games. I'm ready for it.
I can't wait.
Oh,
man.
this
Commanders-
halftime, I'm gonna laugh. Oh my
And
God.
all my coworkers are Commander fans. It's gonna be a hell day at work if we lose.
Playing 2
Yeah.
weeks.
What's up, Brian?
What is up, Brian? So, we got to talk about the Dolphins. Yesterday, me and Cool Cat were just like, why are we doing this? It's just like, ugh.
Yeah. Because it's the Miami Dolphins with Tyreek Hill, with Jalen Waddle, Jalen Ramsey coming back, Tua having a dominant year. It was hard to make a prediction, but yeah, let's talk about it.
So, I'm just going to ask you guys, what are the keys to victory for this game?
If there is any.
All right. I'm going to start with you.
Defense. I mean, we got to have one hell of and I mean defense. We got to get second right onto Tua. We can't allow him to have a second in the pass. And if all by God means we got to show that we actually have a run defense because we cannot allow what they did with that 70-burger game because that running back gave me a 50-burger on fantasy.
Isn't the running back on IR?
Yeah.
That's
Oh, he is the
Devon
guy that
Achane.
got that 50 burger on fantasies on IR already.
Yeah.
He's on my
Yeah.
fantasy.
Raheem Mostert's still really good though, but
That's who I have on my team. He's the guy who got me a 50 burger. That dude.
Yeah.
He got
Yeah,
me
but go ahead,
50
Frodo.
points sorry for interrupting, but I've never seen 50 points on fantasy. I was like, what happened?
both
Even
of them.
McCaffrey got me 50 when I was against halftime. And boy, was halftime mad. So, Randy, what are the keys to victory for this?
Well, obviously, they're the number one offense when it comes to total yards with 498.7 per game. They lead with passing at 316. When it comes to rushing, they're first with 181. I think you got to stop Tua and you got to limit the amount of damage. You got to choose what your poison is going to be. We are obviously the number one team when it comes to the rush defense, but that's going to be put to the test whether or not Jalen Carter's there. We did good without him. We held Breece Hall and Dalvin Cook to a decent stat line, but this team's different. They got weapons everywhere. And for us, we got to get to Tua. I think we got to limit what he does, and we got to come to the obvious idea that maybe Tyreek Hill or Waddle might have a big day, but as long as we only let one or the other and not both and the running backs, we'll be okay.
All right. Tom?
Yeah, I think I'm going to go a little different from what Further and Randy actually said. I'm going to say this one's on the offense. You got to keep the Dolphins. Where will the Dolphins' offense be least impactful? On the sideline. So you got to long drives, run the ball, control the clock against this Dolphins team, and wear their defense out and score points. And then their offense will become one-dimensional. They'll have to throw because they'll be trailing them. We don't have to worry about the run game. And then, yes, their passing game is tough, so you pin your ears back, go after Tua. And then if we can't stop them on defense, then it's really on our offense because we'll have to outscore them. So either way you look at it, I think it's on the offense to win us this game. I mean, the defense just has to do what they can, but we all know that Miami offense is crazy, and the way to stop them is keep them on the sideline and score points and make them one-dimensional. Make Tua make some mistakes, and get real physical at the line of scrimmage. I think they can do that. They can run the ball. They can win this game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, their defense isn't no slouch either. Third in the league with 21 sacks. So we definitely got to be careful with the ball as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no turnovers. We have to be the team that takes care of the ball. It's really on our offense to control the pace of this game at home and help our defense.
Run defense. What's their run defense look like? Is there a way to look up that stack real quick, or is it nowhere? I was just thinking, maybe this would be an opportunity to get Swift in the mix, and if not, literally utilizing him in runs, just a nice little shuffle pass. Let him think to bring the pressure on Hurts and all out blitz, and just throw a nice little pass and give a nice pass block for Swift just to easily get 20 yards. It works, and we don't do it. I don't understand why we didn't. And then just some nice little passes to Goddard. I don't know why we're doing these super long right down the middle passes. You don't have to go that far. Give him a 5-yarder. It works. And it's like everything it's like Brian's gotten to his head. I think he's gotten a little cocky. And what I'm thinking is he's gone over his head and thinks that every single pass needs to be over 10, 15 yards. It doesn't. We can play this smartly and play it like a Belichick style Tom Brady, just nice little Aaron Rodgers, dinky dink. Play it smart. You don't need to have Jalen go back like he's looking for 20 seconds and there's no one to throw to. What am I supposed to throw to? I guess I'll run. That's what I feel like what's going on.
I have that stat if you want it right now.
There should be one person that just runs out for Jalen Hurts, just a 5-yarder. If no options going down the field, you have that option, just a real quick 5-yarder. That's my safety target. And we don't have that.
Well, I think in the Jets game we played pretty poorly, but overall this season, seen our offense play pretty well against the Rams, against the Commanders. So
I'm just talking about the Dolphins. What we need to be prepared with this Dolphins team, because now they know after that Jets game,
what they can do.
You're good, Randy. What was that stat? I'm curious.
Yeah, so right now the Dolphins they hold opponents this year on 168 rush attempts to just 687 yards, which is a 4.1 average, which works out to just under 114 yards a game and only 7 touchdowns. While they've done damage on that exact amount at 168 attempts, they're up to 100 or 1,091 yards, which is a 6.5 yard average, which I told you works out to 181.8, which is league top of the league, plus 15 touchdowns on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
On the run game. Okay, so yeah, they got the run game.
So
down.
their defense gets after you on the run game. So we got like Tom said, we gotta somehow like counter that, and we gotta work out long drives so we eat up the clock. Like at the end of this game, the key stat I'm looking at is time of possession. I want to see who had the most time of possession. If we lead that by like 8+ minutes, we'll probably win this game.
Yeah.
So
I agree
want to hear
with
Cool
Tom
Cat.
with that too, yeah.
Cool Cat.
Yeah, for me, it's like this. The defense can do so much because of Mr. Peace Sign and Mr. Jalen Waddle and Tua. Offense, you gotta score some points.
Mhm.
You gotta get redemption for what happened this past Sunday. You gotta let everybody know that game versus the Jets was nothing but a fluke. It was a fluke. It will never happen again. You gotta score some points. You gotta get in the red zone because outside those 2 times, well, that one time with Goddard and maybe that other time we was in the red zone against the Jets, we was not good in the red zone. So we gotta get in the red zone. Smith and Goddard, you gotta hold on to the ball. Gotta hold on to the ball. When Jalen Hurts calls your name, catch the ball. Don't drop it. Don't fumble it. Don't intercept it. Just hold on to the ball and get down. Brian Johnson, if there's 2 minutes on the clock and we need a first down and we're up by at least 3 or 7, run the ball. Eat clock. Let the Dolphins take those final timeouts and get out of there. This is a prime time game. Sunday Night Football. The whole world will be watching. Will be nothing else on but you. And you'll be rocking the Kelly Greens again. The Kelly Greens return on a Sunday. And Eagles everywhere will be rocking that stadium. I expect a dub. I expect Jalen freaking Hurts back. I expect AJ, Devontae, Goddard. If Julio's in the game, welcome. Get him the ball as well. Run the ball. It's all on the offense because the defense can do so much.
Okay.
It's on the offense. Get it back.
So
We haven't beat the Dolphins in Philly since 2007.
we're due.
Well,
We're due, yeah.
and they also have
Hold on, stop,
they have our
stop.
number too.
Pause and rewind that. What did Further just say?
We have not beaten the Dolphins in Philadelphia since 2007.
Well, as we seen from last weekend, history can change. So we're about to change
Right.
that.
Yeah.
Oh,
Do you remember the game in 2015? I believe it was it with was it with Sanchez?
I think we faced the Dolphins in 2019 as well.
Yeah, we lost to them in Miami. And then we lost to them in Philly in 2015. We did beat them in 2011 in Philly. That was with Michael Vick. No, that was not. That was with actually Nick Foles. Wow. Okay.
So Zacchaeus is still on the team. He's just going to be the 4th guy. Zacchaeus is going to be the 4th.
We'll
But
probably rotate them out. They'll be separate
Right,
plays
yeah.
where they'll use Zacchaeus' speed, where they'll want Jones's hands. So yeah.
They might put Julio in just to play poker face. Like, just to fool the team, make, oh my God, everyone in the crowd will be like, Julio's out. It's been a whole year. We get to see Julio.
Screen dressing. Yeah, screen dressing. Look over here.
yeah. So you guys are forgetting about one person that needs to stay off the field, and that's Kenneth Gainwell. Please don't give him the ball. That's all I want. Keep him off the field. Boston Scott did better than Kenneth Gainwell.
I like Boston Scott. I mean,
I like Boston.
That was great, man. That was great. Finally. I just have one question. why does he see Kenneth Gainwell's like? Is there like something I'm missing here? Why is he
Fletcher
thinking-
Cox, relative, he's related to Fletcher Cox.
And not only that, I think they look at what he did in the Super Bowl and how he was the key back where Sanders disappeared. And like I told you guys before, the familiarity with the offense, I think they just lean on him and hope that maybe this play he's going to break for one, or maybe this play he's going to break for one. So they keep using him because he, even though he's not big, he's a scat back. He's pretty quick. So
Yeah, he's done it crazy. I mean, come on, do something else. I'm just glad it happened now. But another thing I'm kind of nervous about is our corners and secondary, because Slay and Bradbury, they're old. They're old. I don't think they can keep up with Waddle and Tyreek. So
there's not many people who can keep up with them.
right.
America can't keep up with them.
We're gonna have to play too high safety on them. That's probably what's gonna happen.
Yeah, but who's gonna play safety though?
I hope Sidney Brown's available. We're gonna need that youth and we're gonna need that speed.
Anyone else? I mean, a lot of players got injured.
Yeah, Reed might be out.
That
so
injury report on Wednesday is going to be huge.
Yeah, it's gonna be crazy.
Yeah, it is.
I just hope Carter's good to go.
Yeah, same. I mean, I think the thing about it is that you got to get pressure on Tua. You can't expect to cover. You can't expect to cover Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle for
Exactly.
too many reps. Like, you got to get pressure. You got to disrupt. And if they can't get pressure on Tua, but like we know our D line that's how they're built. They're built to get pressure up front, and they have corners and safeties on the back end that can cover, and they're just about as good as you can get. So I mean.
Yeah.
Like you said, there are not many people that can keep up with those guys. And, you got the key to beat the Dolphins is just like getting pressure, and they score a lot of points. Teams are one dimensional against them. That's how they win games. They run the ball well and throw the ball well, and they get up so many points that teams get desperate against them and they have to throw a bunch, and that's how mistakes happen. So
Buffalo proved it when they beat them, Tom, right?
No,
Buffalo
that's exactly what I was going to ask Tom right
Yeah.
now. Dang it, Randy. I was going to just ask Tom, how did the Bills beat the Dolphins?
Yeah, they were just aggressive, and they went they were scoring points. I mean, like, that's what you do. You smack them in the mouth, and they have to be the team that usually they make teams look like that, right? They make teams look desperate and look like they can't stop them, and they can't stop their run. And so, the Eagles have to go in there and get physical with them, punch them in the mouth, and score points early and make them become that desperate team. And then they're not in rhythm. They're being overly aggressive, and they're doing things that they usually wouldn't do. So it's really about just coming out and doing that and putting them in a vulnerable position, because that's the only, that's what teams try to do to us as well. Any good team that is known for having a great offense, that's what you got to do to them. You got to put them in that position to do things out of character. And hopefully Tua gives us 1 or 2 interceptions. We win the turnover margin, and we can. That's how you beat a team like that. So that's the necessary framework, but it's easier said than done, because they're very talented. They're well coached.
And I hope that all the Eagles fans bring the noise, man. It's going to be prime time.
It's going to be a Kelly Green
extra
burger.
drunk.
It's a Kelly
extra
Green
loud.
game.
It's going to be pretty crazy.
Dude, I just want to bring the noise. Bring the noise. I want it to be like an earthquake, like Dolphins need to go swimming back to Miami. It's too cold up here.
Yeah. No, it's gonna be, it's good. I'm gonna be there. I got tickets way back when they first came on sale, so I'll let you guys know how it is.
Oh my God, you're going?
Dude. I tell you what, the Eagles make that purchase.
By the way, and I don't know if y'all know this, but most of the Birds of Broad Street is going to the 49ers game. Me, King DV, Smitty, we'll see about Mo.
Yeah, I was supposed to go to the Commanders, but that didn't happen. Yeah, well,
That was a crazy game.
it's just like. Let me ask you guys this: how difficult was the Dolphins' schedule? How difficult was it? Was it very difficult or no?
Are you talking about this season?
Yes, so far.
I mean, they look pretty dominant. So
Good. They look good. I mean, again, like I said last year when it came to our schedule, the Dolphins didn't create the schedule. The NFL did.
They have us. They have New England. They have KC. They have the Raiders. They have the Jets. They have the Commanders. They have the Titans. Then they have the Jets again. Then they have the Cowboys. Then the Baltimore Ravens, and then the Bills.
And then what about before us? Who
Yeah,
did
when
they
he-
play?
Oh, you're talking about before us. Well, really, only the Chargers, which they
Chargers.
barely won.
Yeah.
They barely
New
won. That
England.
was 36-34. They barely won that one.
The
The
Bills.
Bills, and they lost to the Bills. The Patriots stink. The Broncos stink. The Giants stink, and the Panthers stink.
The
This
New
is
England
gonna be a
game,
good
they,
game,
it
like
was
us,
24-17. The New England game was 24-17, so that game was close.
Yeah, that was a good close. But yeah, that was at New England.
I
Yeah.
mean, you can't really think of it like that though, because the best team we beat is probably the Rams. So,
Yeah.
like, I mean,
Yeah, and I can't say much because historically, being an Eagles fan, I don't want to talk much shit about the Dolphins because every time I do, they do. And half my family's Dolphin fan, and my whole cousin's side's Dolphin fan.
Hey, Earl.
And dude, every Christmas, it's like, hey, how about that game? We whooped your ass every single year. I can't stand it. It's like,
Yeah, they're Bobby put there right there. Exactly.
Ugh.
The Bobby is the Bobby has beaten is 5-24.
I have no room to talk right now, so you guys do
that's
the
pretty
talking for
crazy.
me because I don't want to do any talking because if I say something, we're gonna lose.
Yeah. Yep.
It-
Hi,
what-
Earl. How's it going? How's it going, man? Thank you for stopping by. It's just, who's your tight end? Is it Gesicki? Whatever.
No,
his name is?
Gesicki's on the Pats now.
yeah.
Then who's the Dolphins tight end?
At this point, it doesn't really matter. They got weapons everywhere.
I know.
Yeah,
but
they
I'm
do.
curious.
Jeff Bowers,
Oh no.
Oh my god. I don't think that really matters at all.
Tyler Croft.
Oh, okay. They don't have really a tight end.
Yeah.
Their offensive line good.
Oh,
Their
they're
offensive
running,
line
they're
good.
running the ball really well, so I don't know. It seems like they hit a lot of home runs in the run game and get big chunk plays in the run game. So
Yeah.
as we got to be aware of is that they have an explosive running back. I mean, they used to have two until Achan. I don't even know. Is it Achan?
Devon Achan. He
Yeah,
wants to be called Achan. Yeah.
Achan. Okay, yeah. So yeah, he's a monster and he's out. So that kind of makes it a little
Still got
less-
Jeff Wilson and Raheem Mostert.
Raheem Mostert is still really good. He hits home runs, so like you can't let that guy make big plays in the run game. Like they're impossible to stop. If you can let him run the ball over you, then how do you
Yeah.
stop? Because then Tua is going to get play action going. They're going to get a lot of their pressure is going to be relieved from the passing game, and then that's how they beat you in the passing game too. They make big plays there in your secondary, and man, it's a tough matchup. You really have to make them predictable on offense. You have to make them make mistakes because when they're balanced, they're just as tough to beat as anyone.
And I'm
Yeah.
reading something right now, and it says that they at times they might want to try to use newly acquired Chase Claypool as a tight end because of his size, 6'4". So
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
He had a crazy game against us in like 2020. So Mike McDaniel's pretty petty. He'll go and try to let him score us to get in our heads.
good old
Yeah.
Mike McDaniel. We
We're
love that
going
guy.
to get rid of the ball quickly.
Oh, that's right. He's in Miami now. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. He just went to Miami. Darn. Wow. But I don't think they're going to – you really think they're going to use him this game being so new onto the team, just like how we just talked about Julio joining the team?
He's just already been there 2 weeks.
Yeah, well, they're not going to really throw to it. I can only see maybe once or twice, tops.
Yeah, just to get in our heads.
Yeah, you're right. Just get in our heads.
Yeah,
He talked about Julio being
Yeah,
why would they use him as a decoy?
Right?
they'll give him the ball.
Yeah.
They'll
It's
give him
getting
the
in
ball.
my head right now, damn it. Y'all are doing it to me, y'all. Why'd you have to say it?
And they got Robbie the Chosen. They got
will.
Chosen.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah, they have that guy too. I mean, they have a lot of like good role players. I mean, their offense is just as complete as anyone's. So you gotta make sure
They got depth. Yep.
Got to keep them on the sideline. I'm telling you, keep them on the sideline.
Who's going to be watching the Phillies game tonight?
I think we all are.
We all are.
Bullies.
Yeah.
World Series, here we come. Round.
That's crazy.
Sorry, go back to the shop.
No,
Sorry.
you're good. You're good.
I had to do it. It was the moment.
I just better
go,
see Sean
be
I
back.
saw
decide.
Tom's hat finally. I was like, my screen, he's so small the screen. I saw his little hat. No, there it is. There it is.
Phillies.
Represent.
Phillies.
I love it.
NLCS. It's exciting. It's second year in a row, like on the way to the World Series, and we're up 1-0. It's awesome. I love it.
Great. It's their time. Like their time is now. They gotta.
Yeah,
Their time
yeah,
is now.
sure.
Capitalized. Yep.
They got to get one out of this. I think it's gonna. Obviously, the Rangers are up 2-0, so I think it's gonna be the Rangers Phillies. Hopefully, that's what we see. But yeah, no, it's been fun to watch. I'm not as big a baseball fan as I am a football fan, but like the Phillies
Right.
on playoff
Same,
time
same.
is always great. Watching
Red
the games.
October.
Yeah, and then
I'm a guy who likes to go during the summer, a couple games, eat
Yeah,
a few
for
hot
sure.
dogs, get some popcorn and nuts, and just watch
Whoa.
it and catch a ball, hopefully.
Yeah, hard.
No
You
homo.
love your nuts,
Oh.
eh? You love your nuts.
Wow, that didn't sound right, did it? Fuck you guys.
Yeah.
I just want to see Sean Desai play tight on the wide receivers. I want the corners to play tight. I don't want to see any cushions. No. Either way, we're going to get burnt. Either way. I'm calling this right now. First play for Miami, Tyreek Hill bomb.
hopefully that's not the case.
Hopefully that's not the case.
Touchdown. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that's the first thing.
And as that bomb comes down to an end, Sidney Brown picks it off and takes it home for a touchdown. So yeah, I agree. You're right, Mitch. That's a good football.
That works. That works. But
Yeah, that sucks that Sidney Brown's been unable to get that hamstring, but that's a tough
That
injury.
stupid hammy.
Yeah.
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 Randy's a huge fan of Sidney Brown.
They need
One moment and I've had a hamstring injury before, and it's like one day you're like, shit, I'm good to go, and then all of a sudden that same day you're like, whoa, no, you just try to push it a little bit, and you're like, no, this sucker does not want to stretch, and it's just so weird. And you can get all the physio you want in the world, it's not gonna, it's got to be something that fixes itself. It sucks.
Yeah. Yeah. So before the closing remarks on MK headlines being the last episode, let's talk about predictions. You guys think we're gonna win? Cool Cat and I
Of
have
course.
been winning.
Of course,
so
I got you. We're gonna win 30-27.
that's actually mine now.
Of course. But all right, 31-28.
No.
Wait. Before we get into the thing, can we do hot takes real quick?
Go for it.
Hot takes. Okay.
Go ahead.
I just wanted to say 2 sacks, Jalen Carter, 1 from Reddick, interception from Darius Slay.
Is Slay even gonna play?
Is Carter's gonna play?
Yeah, you're right. We'll have to wait until later in the week to find out what that's all about and stuff. But
My hot
I
take.
think he'll play. I'm going to go ahead and just say I think I have confidence enough that Darius Slay will find some way to play. Darius Slay will find some way to play.
That's a
Make it
bar.
rhyme.
That's a
For
bar.
me, I'll say Jalen Hurts, 300 passing yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception, and a rating of 100.
Okay, Tom, I'll go last.
So this is just like pretty much like
Hot
a
take.
prediction for the game. Okay. Kind of
Hot
like,
take. Hot take and then
Hot
predictions.
take, yes.
I'll say tough. I'll say N'Kobe Dean gets an interception.
Ooh, I like that.
Randy?
I say that Devontae Smith gets his first 200 receiving yard game with 2 touchdowns.
Damn.
I'm telling you, right
Dude,
now,
that would be
right now, with my hot take before about Devontae Smith having a better all-around season than AJ Brown, boy, was I an idiot.
You jinxed him.
Don't give
Yeah,
up. It's
there
not
we-
over yet. We're not even halfway through the season, man. We're saving the secret sauce for later. That man can dude. You saw that catch. I know everyone saw that catch against the Miami game. He had
He's
one
the commander
throw and he
destroyer.
caught it. I can't believe it. Maybe he didn't get those 2 feet in, but he still got that 1 foot and still, I couldn't believe that he still caught that ball. Devontae Smith should still be proven, and we still got to give him a chance. Whether it be the postseason and forget about the regular season, I don't care. Whatever it be, I want to see Devontae Smith come out of his shell, and I don't know when it's going to be, but I know it's going to be soon. Be patient.
Yeah. So for me, Derek Barnett will actually step on the field and do something. I don't know if that's true, but if that actually happens, wow.
So now we do scores.
Yes. Go for it.
31 to 17. 31 to 27.
Okay. Tom or Am, whoever wants to take it.
I'll say 33 to 30 Eagles.
Okay. Randy?
I say 38 to 32.
Dang, that high? I like
Yes.
it. Am.
20 to 17. Eagles win by a field goal at the end with Elliott.
I think we'll be a much higher score than that, but I got 30 to 27. So that's it. That's it. So, guys, hold on. Derek Barnett will probably get a penalty this week. I don't even think.
Well, darn it, guys, we're not going to be able to come back next week and talk about what we predicted.
Yeah.
But, dude, I just want to shout out and say it's been an honor to work with you, Mitch. And
Hey, I'm doing hardcore sports. Don't act like I'm leaving.
I know. We're still here. I'm doing my own show. I'm gonna start. I'm not even announced it yet. I'm gonna keep it top secret. We're working on it, but there's gonna be a great show that I'm gonna do just myself and bring co-hosts in that I'm working on. It's in the making. That's why I built that PC and put $2,500 into it because I need it to do it. So it's going to be quite special. So it's going to be a really cool something special. But I want to say just Mitch, thank you for.
Yeah, but AM, I want you to go first. Give me your favorite memory of MK Headlines.
Oh boy, there were so many, man. Wow, that's a hard one. I mean, it could honestly be right now. Dude, just being with you guys again, just for the last moment, probably right now is probably, and like this wasn't all here. I was sitting on the floor when I started. I was literally sitting on the floor. I had nothing. I didn't even have a chair. I
remember that.
And look where I've gone in 1 year because of this show. So I can't thank you enough, Mitch. Honestly, I have to say this is probably the highlight of my career is probably this episode right now. And I don't want to come to tears right now. So let's just keep it real happy and just say, and also, and then bringing on Next Shift, Randy, you were awesome. It was, dude, such a pleasure to have you in on those episodes as our also, co-host and giving your insight and always being so passionate. Cool Cat Connor always coming in saying, Jalen Freaking!
Say it right, Randy. Jalen Freaking!
I salute you, man. All that passion and integrity. I respect it so much. And then at the end of it all, we had the honor of bringing Tom Stakes in. And man, that was a huge shock to me when honestly Mitch called me and said, I have a surprise. And I was like, what is it? I was like, are we doing a new show or something? And like he goes, no, you'll never guess. And he goes, I got Tom, your friend that you always talk about from 4th and John. I was like, no way. I was like, dude. I was like, Tom's gonna be a part of the show. I was so killer stoked. I was like, dude, he's like from California, like where I'm from, and like from Philly too. Like we can, like, dude, I was so stoked. And like you have so much knowledge, and I hope really you go so far, Tom, and your knowledge goes with what you say, and everything you say brings integrity with it. I don't have to say it because everything you brings truth with it. You will go far, and I know everyone here on this panel is going to go far. I know that, and it's been an honor. This is episode 100 and Further AM's out, and it's been an honor, and everyone in the chat, I thank you so much. It's been so awesome to be a part of the show. So AM's out. Have a most excellent day, everybody.
So appreciate it. Randy,
Oh shit. Yo.
All right, tell me your favorite memory on MK headlines. Just
Oh man.
let me answer what you got to say.
Yeah, I honestly think it has to be the episode we did when we know we were going to the Super Bowl. Obviously, like we didn't know what the outcome was going to be like, but man, were we hyped. I mean,
Oh, man.
what anybody was saying when they came into the chat, we were like, you do whatever you want. We talking our shit. We going to the dance. So it's like, it is what it is. Obviously, I don't want to take anything away from what Further said, but also just having Cool Cat a part of it, and then not really knowing much about Tom, but then like getting to know Tom really cool as well, and then having one of the people that I actually looked up to in YouTube world. You brought on Tom, you brought on Joey Shakes, and I was in star mode. I found myself stuttering on words. I couldn't like be on cam for a minute because I was just like, holy fuck, I'm in the presence of somebody that like the reason why he's here is the reason why I'm here, because he made me want to go. So that was really cool too, man. And again, just shout out to Further AM, shout out to you, Mitch, for allowing me to be a part of this platform that you had, and always being accepting and respectful, and allowing us to have our heated conversations, but never ever to take it to heart. And we always know it was just about the sport. And it's cool to be part of 100. So I'm glad. And like we said, this is we're not leaving, but we're just moving on to another chapter. So just be on the lookout. That's for sure. So
yeah, of course. Thank you, Andy.
Yeah, thanks,
Cool
man.
Cat. Give me one of your favorite memories from the show, brother.
Jalen freaking
I love you. I love
Yeah,
you,
no
Andy.
problem.
Okay,
That's
go
one time for the 100 episode. I know a little something about 100 episodes. I really do. I know a little something about it. I know a little something about 100 episodes. So salute to everybody for bringing the most entertaining Eagles content creator in the game on the show, the creator of the Green Light Victory, the master of Jalen freaking Hurts, the 100 episode of MK Headlines. Man, I think my favorite episode was when we went to the Super Bowl.
Yep.
And well, Mitch, you've been doing great. Further, Randy, Tom, 100 episodes. Go Birds.
Yep. All right. And Tom, I know you've been with us for a short amount of time, but now it's your time to talk.
Yeah, no, I loved meeting you guys, every single one of you guys throughout the Super Bowl run last year. Like that's always going to be part of it for me when I think back about the Super Bowl run, is like the podcast, like web series I was hopping on, and you guys were like the first kind of group of guys that like brought me in and like had me on more than one show. And then I kind of like was inspired by that to do my own thing for a little bit again. And I wish I had more time to dedicate to that kind of stuff, but yeah, like it was awesome. It was awesome. I appreciate you guys for always having me on, always respecting my opinion as much as I respected yours. And I hope you felt that I respect every single thing anyone ever said on this show. And there was a lot of fun moments in individual episodes. And I'm probably are these episodes posted? Because I'm definitely going to go back and like
They're on YouTube. Yes, you can go on my channel, Further AM's Next Shift, or Hardcore. They're there.
Yeah.
See, I'm just like like I just don't know what that. See, that's the thing. When you guys brought me in, I was like not really a big YouTube. Like I had done it back in the day, and then you brought me in and like kind of reignited the spark for it. So
Yeah.
like, that's what I appreciate most about you guys, is like you inspired me, and that's like something I take a lot of, like I take that to heart a lot. Like I need to be inspired when I work with people, and you guys inspired me every day. So every time we came on the show, nobody left any opinion behind. Everybody brought their full self to it, and like I love how authentic you guys are, and it was a pleasure doing it. And I really appreciate every single one of you for letting me on this show, and you know, getting to know you guys and you getting to know me.
Mm-hmm. Appreciate you having me on. And all right, this is going to take a little bit. So it actually started a couple years ago. I was a part of this network called Spotlight Sports Network. And, you know, I just thought, hey, can I go live on a network? I'm just going to have a call in. And then I went live that one episode, And then it went really great. So I do it again the next week. Same calling. And then the person who actually ran the network, Spotlight, shout out to you. I got to DM you later. But he was like, Mitch, why not just have your own show at this time every Tuesday? Just do this, give it a name, and yeah, just go on from there. So I thought about this. It took me a little bit for the name. When you think about names for a podcast, right? You Google, you do research, and all that. I forget the other names I was going to call it, but then I just saw headlines, and I'm like, headlines. That kind of has a ring to it, right? And then I just said MK headlines. Boom. And then I would start making the thumbnails like the newspaper. It would be like MK headlines, me, and stuff like that. It actually started off with a solo show. And then I had some great guests on. I had Darius Dalton on. I had Chris Franklin on. I had, there's so many to count. I had Cool Cat on before that.
Yeah.
I had Foothills on it a couple times. He was like, Mitch, I'm making my announcement. I'm officially a Sixers fan. I'm leaving the Sacramento Kings, and he's going to become a Sixers fan. So he made that announcement on here, and boy, Foothills, glad you're doing great, brother. Glad you're doing great. I got to call you. And then it was just Hardcore Sports Network. After I left that, I took the channel or the show, took it over, and it just became one of the best shows on the network. And I kept on getting DMs nonstop. It's like, Mitch, I just saw it. Good job. Keep it up and all that stuff. So it really hurts, but hey, I'm going on to something new, better.
Fly like an eagle.
Yeah,
There you go.
a new Eagle podcast is about to be launched. If you guys didn't know, I did have it back in the day for like 2 or 3 episodes, and that is Fly Like an Eagle podcast. So there'll be
Fly
a
into
podcast.
the
I will have
future.
guests on, but it's going to be on the Edge of Philly Sports Network, their channel, their platform. So whenever I upload a live or whatever, I will get my own website page. I will get my own audio, stuff like that. So big
Cool.
things are coming for Fly Like an Eagle podcast. I am so excited. Still got to figure out the day and time. I'm still talking to the man in charge, Al. Thanks, Al, for this opportunity, bro. It really means a lot. Thank you, Dibes. Thank you, everybody. So, yeah. Randy, don't you have an announcement too?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. Officially after this week, Eagles banter featuring Philly halftime and Further AM, where we'll be just bantering about everything Eagles related, whether we liked what we saw, whether we didn't like what we saw, what we will hope we would like to see moving forward, and just banter all about Eagles talk. So be on the lookout for that.
I just got to say this, Randy. You got to get Mitch Bergang on there.
Yeah.
You got it once he's
Take my
ready.
hat off to you, Mitch. I take my hat off to you. Salute to
Appreciate
you, sir.
it. AM,
That
you were my
started
first
with
co-host.
very emotional.
AM, you were my first co-host, man. Episode 32.
I didn't know anything about that story. That actually was
Ooh, I
Yeah.
mean, that's
a bit of
Yeah.
knowledge to me.
Yeah. I still keep in touch with Spotlight and all those guys, but yeah, things move
Wow.
on. So I'm doing a solo podcast. So a date to be determined. Stay tuned on the community tab and everything. So if you guys got one more thing to say before I close it out.
Daily
Thank you so much, AK. I have AK on a couple times. So
Let him do his thing. Let him do it. It's the last one.
I
There
am.
we
Go.
go.
I was
Oh, sorry.
keep going. I was letting you, bro. All right, guys, and we're out. Everyone have a good one. Peace.
Peace.
guys.